Thank you very much, dear Yaya. It is T1 getting themselves the victory over the hump, 3-1 over D plus Kia. And yes, it's tough. A valiant performance by a squad that has been inspirational, especially bringing up new talent, having that world champion in the mid lane, having that two-time world champion in the support role, but falls a little short.
They're knocked out doing what they loved, you know? Oh, Beryl did.
I'm obviously on the verge of tears, also given that DK is my favorite teammate, also I'm leaving the LCK's tune. So there's a lot of emotions there. And maybe Beryl knew that. That's why he went 0-9. And I think for me the big production, I'm in tears.
He's coming for you, Crony.
I'm in literal tears. You
He's coming for you.
can't do that to me. Takeaways here, I think that T1 made very clear, particularly with the performance of, I think, Guma, Keria, and obviously the standout owner here today, that they are still on another level when they lock in. And for DK, unfortunately, I think, as I said at the beginning of the day, Tryndamere or Zoe, it was a Tryndamere. But there were a lot of them, actually, as it turns out.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that T1 would utilize draft a little bit better today. It wasn't like they had banger drafts and they weren't decisively winning draft in every game of this series, but the cool drafts we saw from D+, even that Game 4 draft, I thought was very playable. There's a lot of really cool tools there. We saw it work a few times where you root someone with Morgana, Jhin takes them from far away, single target blow up is insane. The performance we saw in the early game just didn't allow it to get online. I think D+ were a little bit nervous. The question we asked before we went into Game 4 was, will the mental stay stable? And unfortunately for D+ fans everywhere, the answer was no.
No, definitely not. We'll touch on D+ a little bit more after we talk about POM, and you want to stick around because we do have Doran joining the space here.
What?
Broadcast to talk about qualifying for Worlds, being on T1, all that good stuff.
Unanimous.
A unanimous
Shocker.
POM for
This is we have a few of these a year.
Yeah.
Where it's just like there is just we even said it. There's just no voting. Like just it doesn't matter.
Even Chi and Soup figured it out.
Locked in.
we were thinking maybe it was just going to be a faker vote. Nope, not the case here. Everyone knew what the plan was. It was owner getting back on track and then bouncing on in there. Let's get to our comments. Wolf, let's start with you, brother.
So there was a pentakill. Honor got a pentakill. Owner sends defending champions T1 to Worlds with a penta, 1 kill for each Worlds title.
Hey, all right.
That was one of my better comments, I think.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
I like it. It's good. For me, I have been a owner truther for a very long time, so I'm happy to see that yet again. The rumors of his decline were clearly and greatly unfounded, not real. It was a little bump, but as it turns out, he locks in when it's really needed, and he was truly a one-man army here today.
I'm just proud of you for putting anything in there, man. A true consummate professional. Way to go, Crony.
I like Owner a lot, so
Yeah.
that helps.
And you could see how relieved he was in the smile on his face during the post-match interview. Again, qualifying for Worlds there. Ox going with Worlds form owner came earlier than expected, but just when it was needed. Indeed, a huge performance there by the jungler for T1. That's it. The answer was a level 3 gank. I'll be doing the same thing tonight.
Taking a little page out of Raptors' book. Maybe Pony taking a page out of both of their books.
It was actually, that was in like 2 out of these games, actually such a big impact though. The fact that the early summoners got blown in this one, he also did it in some of the earlier games of this series. And if you think back to like 2023, remember when Poppy was just spam ganking level 3 every single game? We're kind of trending back to that. I think bot lanes clearly have not gotten used to the fact that junglers are doing this now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the peanut meta, that's the owner meta. You just make it happen at level 3, and we're definitely seeing a lot more attention there, even in the swapped bottom lane.
Yeah. Helios going with who is...
I like that!
That's great.
I like that.
It's funny. I was just surprised that Helios didn't go, hey, can you teach me how to level 3 gank? Here's my summoner name.
maybe-
and my
maybe
item."
Pony kind of covered
That's usually
that.
what Helios does. I wish...
Well, I mean, I asked for owner's number in another comment, so I get Prince. I respect it.
It's a nice confession from Prince here. Maybe we'll see if owner will respond. Stay tuned.
It'll be nice. Can't just leave him.
I've just seen it recently. You know, Gogo, they had the ceremony for Gogo who's getting married recently. Now everyone is trying to get into a relationship. There it is, Prince. He's shooting a shot. Way to go. And Gogo going with absolute dominance. When Owners in the zone, nobody can stop him. Absolutely. Gogo on point there with the way that Owner played. And again, with that victory, they continue on in the LCK, and they continue on with their opportunity over at Worlds. And all right, Doran doing a great job here on the Global Desk. Give the shout outs in the chat, as it is a 3-1 victory. If you don't count game one, it was a 3-0, which was my prediction, but doesn't matter. 3-1
I got the 3-1 prediction
come on
right.
now,
All
Deacon.
right.
Don't try.
Someone has to take up the
Don't
mantle
try.
when you're gone. I'm just saying.
Me, Valdez, Coco, and Helios, and Ox. Actually, I didn't see Ox in there. So a lot of the Andys were correct. And followed the D+ formula, sadly, for D+ fans. I was hoping for 5. I was hoping for an interesting Fearless Game 5 where T1's drafting would have been tested a little bit more, but that's the end of the road for D+, and really looking forward to seeing if Gen G will look back in form, because last time we saw them, Canyon look a little bit rough, but Owner looking fantastic today, so maybe T1 can make the underdog story happen.
Yeah, that one is going to be really hard to predict, I think. For me, it really comes down to can Gen G bounce back the same way that T1 did, because if we look at Owner's performance in the first series versus this, could not be a bigger difference.
Yeah.
And my hope is that we're going to see the same from Gen G. And my expectation is that we're going to see the same from Gen G, because I think it's also important to note that despite the fact that both Chovy and Canyon had a pretty dreadful series, it was still 5 games, was still close. I can only hope that the Gen G T1 series brings us what we all want, which is more 5 gamers.
This also solidifies that our top 4 teams were the top 4 teams in the Legend group. So our best Legends were the top 4 teams in the LCK in the end. If you just say that statement without looking at the games that happened, I think it's very simplistic, but it is the end result.
It is. It is indeed. You know what? You guys see that? I tried to throw in the question there to get him to say something to the opposite side, say something spicy. He was very respectful. I played against a lot of them, but made the best team win. Very, very honorable answer here. However, we've got this here.
I still can't believe this is our upper bracket final.
One of these teams is going straight to finals. That's right. One of these teams. I don't have any particular attachment to either of them. I'm really excited.
Yeah, now you know how it feels, Wolf. We're getting to the point where the personalities are coming on in. Wolf has been following KT throughout multiple different esports titles, and now has an opportunity to see them raise the cup for the first time
finals in a long time if
in
they
a
get it.
very, very long time.
And he's, for me, this was very painful. He's dealing with 2023 trauma, so hopefully one of us dodges that. That'd be great.
I'm
rooting for you, buddy.
Hanwha Life Esports
Damien can't take that lower bracket finals away from me this time.
Too soon, man.
Oh, geez.
Too soon.
All right, well, we'll have a little bit of break session for them. It'll be a 24-hour break. Then we are back on Saturday, KT and Hanwha Life Esports for a spot in the grand finals. On behalf of everyone here at the LCK, thank you so much for watching. It was T1 3-1 over D+ Kia to slot in there against Gen G. We'll see you on Saturday.